go back about one more thing that you said, that you had like a coach to
Mhm.
help you when it came to like your exercising and your diet and stuff like that. And then you've also mentioned that obviously your guru has been a massive influence on you even beginning this transition into like a more healthy lifestyle, and something that you've always
Mhm.
kind of seeked, but you never had the determination to see it through. So it kind of shows like how we need people like above us to guide us. You know, like even
Absolutely.
like if you're if I'm like, if I was started fresh today and I wanted to go to the gym, for example, I'd ask you for help, because
Yeah.
you've seen that. Like I know you've got the experience that will help me through this. But a lot of
Right.
people don't understand the value of what a guru can do, and
Mhm.
I'm now moving it to more of the spiritual aspect and
Mhm.
not just about the fitness.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so what is like, I think both of us, we've been brought up in this country, Indian Jain backgrounds, and for me, like I kind of viewed myself as more of an atheist around the 14 to 19 years of age, because I kind of didn't get Jainism. I didn't get it. Like for me, it was just rules, right? And then after,
Right.
obviously, me and Grace have
Right.
like, it's changed dramatically because they've seen as more context rather than rules now. But like you as well, like somebody who loves partying, somebody who loves like going out and stuff
Yeah.
like that, right? Like that's kind of your personality. Like
Uh-huh.
how was it tough to like take him on board completely? Like did you still want to have one foot here or one foot there? I think that happened to me a lot, and
Yeah.
it kind of still does in some ways
Yeah.
too. So how does
Of
it,
course.
how's it been for
Of
you?
course. So yeah. So it's actually, this is a very interesting topic, right?
Yeah.
Because the thing is, if you want to make a change,
Mm.
you I firmly believe that you have to start with forgetting everything that you think you know. Okay. um like that's when a coach came in and literally changed like the way I thought about exercise, the way I thought about diet. And that's the importance of having someone who knows what they're talking about. Basically, you have to have that. And um someone who's actually living that life themselves, because you have to take that experience, that inspiration from someone who practices what he preaches,
Yeah.
basically. um and once, like, yeah, but that was the hardest thing for me, was to leave my ego at the door, right?
Ugh.
To forget everything that I thought I knew, because I've just never been able to let that go. Like, so I would still. That's why for so many years, like, I just resisted from getting any kind of a personal trainer. I did a few sessions here and there, but then it just, it didn't work out for me, and for some reason, like, I just I didn't carry those on. But it was only when I actually, like, gave up my way of thinking and said, you know what, let me try this. I've tried all these things, it's never worked. Let me try what this person has to say. Let me follow it to a T,
Mm.
and let's see what happens. And guess what,
The results are
the
there.
outcome was great.
Yeah, yeah,
Right.
yeah,
um
yeah.
and that's what we need to, and especially in the spiritual path, that is so important. Like, the only reason we connected so well with Gurudev is because he made us forget everything that we thought we knew. You know what I mean? Like,
Mm.
all our misconceptions about Jainism, all of our, like, preconceived notions about how things worked. Like, he came and breathed like it was a breath of fresh air, really, into like understanding religion. And he started it off with just love, by giving us so much love.
Yeah.
And and we fell in love with him as a result. And that opened our eyes to actually seeing what our beautiful religion is about. But it's, yeah, I mean, it's having him there. It's This is very important, because it actually goes back to a line that I really liked from your book, which said, passion will get you anywhere, dispassion will
Yeah.
allow you to enjoy the ride.
Yeah.
Right.
100%. Yeah.
This was beautiful, because, like, I kept this at the forefront of my training as well, without actually not realizing that I was doing that at the
Yeah.
time. Right. Because what can happen is, like, when you start on this kind of journey, you put in so much effort, right? And you start to, in fact, you can sometimes overtrain, you can overthink things, you can get a lot of things wrong, which all leads to more stress, which will lead to you're not actually losing weight because you're stressed out about something. It was, and that has happened to me at different stages of my journey, but this time it didn't. And I believe this is because Gurudev was there, because I was enjoying the ride, because I was like, yes, on the one hand, I really want this body that I've always dreamed of, but then on the other hand, like, the bigger picture is why I'm doing it is to make sure that if, like, to prove to myself that if I can do this, I can do anything, but also to make sure that this helps me on my spiritual journey going forward. And that's the bigger picture, and that's what I need to just keep in mind. And that really, like, it was passion for fitness, yes, definitely, but then it was this passion that this is the only thing in my life. Like, it's not the only thing in my life. I have much bigger goals than this, but this is definitely, it's going to be a gateway to achieving all those other goals.
100%. I think I think like, that this passion is something that has revolutionized my life, to be honest, like, because you never speak about it, like, this passion, like, we don't have, there's not really a word we use in the English language, but in the Gujarati language, or when you're speaking about spiritual stuff from the Eastern philosophy, this passion is like a key fundamental to achieving anything. And again, I think this is when I was writing the book, like, I had so much passion of getting it done, writing it, finishing it, and making the whole world, like, know about my book. But you realize that all these things form expectation, and all these expectations forms stress, and all that stress forms misery. And I'm like, oh shit, like, the passion that I'm so passionate about has actually caused me more misery than joy. Like, it seems like a contradiction, right? Because your passions are supposed to what people are jealous of your passions, as in, I get it all the time. People are always like, oh, I wish I had something that I was passionate about that I could dedicate my life to, like you do. And it's true, like, I feel lucky and blessed that I found my passion and something that calls me. But again, it can, like I wrote in the book, like, it can be my greatest curse at the same time, because the thing that I love the most, because I hold on to it so tightly, it just causes pain. And that's when I learned that, okay, what am I really passionate about? And I think, like, the things that you said yourself, like having spiritual goals more than the material goals, because spiritual goals are more like your values, and they're lifetime goals. Like, they take your whole life to get to, so therefore you're never gonna get there. And then that causes you to have this passion for all the material stuff that you want, like the cars, the house, the money, and this. And of course, I'm not saying, like, there's no reason to have those things, because without money, we're not helping anybody, right? Like, right now, this whole coronavirus is happening, and you get footballers who can't afford to help because they have money. So money is never like a bad thing for me, but my expectation and my desire of just that as success is what was causing me a lot of pain. And I think, again, like you said as well, like, if, for example, you were like, I need to get this tomorrow, or it has to be happening the next day, or because I've got this body, I'm going to be happy over time. You obviously realize that
not true.
They have no connection, But yeah,
exactly.
And also, sorry, just one more point about the passion. Like, from our conversation, like, your passion has made you educated. It's made you research. It's made you be conscientious. It's made you have attention to detail. And all these qualities you probably never had before have come to the fore now, right? Like, now you're reading the back of packets. Now you're telling your mom, like, actually, I only want 2 rotis instead of roti and rice. Like, now you're being meticulous in your sleeping patterns and your workout patterns. And that all comes from that initial passion. So it shows, but again, what do you think comes first, the passion or the purpose?
No, you know what? The purpose has to come first
Yeah.
for the passion to build around it. Like this, yeah. I mean, that I had it was a very firm purpose in my mind that this
Yeah.
is why I want to do this. And then, yeah, I mean, you can't have passion without that. I think, like,
Yeah.
I think it kind of it builds around your purpose, really. And actually, I just remembered what you mentioned about having one foot in one place and one foot in the other.
For
And actually, that's yeah, exactly, because that actually ties in quite well with this, because when my purpose was to look better than I'd ever looked before, feel healthier, and etc. But my passion wasn't, especially at the starting phases, it wasn't strong enough to keep me away from partying and to keep me away from socializing in restaurants and like going out for meals and stuff like that. And that was all hindering my progress, which I could see. Like I was feeling stronger than ever before. I was doing all the right things in the gym, etc. But until both my nutrition and my exercise routine became one with each other, I wasn't seeing any real progress. So everything that I'd done during the week, all the hard work that I put in, would be blown out by everything that I did on the weekend, for example. Like there was no discipline on the weekend. The discipline would actually start lapsing from Friday, and it would last all the way until Monday morning. So it's just these and you're right. Like I had one foot in one camp and one in the other, and I just thought that maybe if I just exercise right, I'll be fine. And it's never like that, right? You have that's when the passion actually built even stronger, because then I was like, okay, unless I am determined to give it 2 months of clean, solid effort at least, I'm never ever going to get this. Never going to achieve what I've set out to do. And then it just became about making small changes. Like it was going out to restaurants and like telling yourself that it's okay to just eat the meal and not make it about like alcohol and everything else that came with it. You don't need or the rest of desserts and everything else. Just make it about the company, be present, connect with people. Just that for me was a huge win. Like once I did that a few times successfully, then I knew I'd really nailed it. And I could go to, like, I even went to a wedding and didn't eat any wedding food once.
Oh, wow.
I had my prepped meal because I had a purpose, and by that time the passion had become so strong around that I was like, you know what, I'm near a deadline now. There's no way I can lapse, not even for a wedding, not even for any kind of special occasion, birthdays, etc. I'll do it. I'll celebrate when I've achieved what I've set out to do. And
that's actually
amazing.
That's actually amazing, because I remember when I first stopped drinking, but I still love going to the pub, because that was the time when it was me and my boys and we'd be talking, and you'd be like, just like cracking jokes again, and I'd be the one being like, yo guys, let's go to the pub. Like I still have water, I still have my juices and stuff, but it was again, like I shifted my reason for going to the pub. It wasn't about the alcohol. It was about connecting with my friends, about the company, and I think again, I think that's really important as well, because people think like, oh, if people who are like worried about their fitness and are doing something about it, they always get scared because they feel it's such a massive lifestyle change. But in fact, it's, if you just shift perception and still do the stuff that you did, but as you said, like meal prep for a wedding, or go to a restaurant and just have salad instead of having a whole kind of 3-course meal, or whatever the healthier option is, then you're still doing what you did before. You're just disciplined and focused on your purpose.
And these small wins are so essential to help you get through it. So you definitely need all of them, as many as you can get.